Hello there, my name is Joseph P. Buchanan. I am President of the Black Political Action Committee. We are here to welcome you in the community of Rhode Island, a place for real black community to be empowered regardless of the background or socioeconomic status. Remember, this is the Black PAC, who is trying to enhance the lives of black people everywhere.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Black PAC Introductory series. My name is Jair Sinasansao, and I'm conducting this interview from behind the camera. As you've heard me say before, this introductory series is about really connecting the folks that are involved with the Black PAC with the community, and giving us an opportunity to talk about the issues that matter the most to us. And this introductory series is sort of a prepping station for diving into some of the more serious issues that are facing the black community and all communities in Rhode Island today. As always, we have a new guest here. He has been organizing with the Black PAC for a little bit alongside his father. I'm happy to see him. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Victorino Gomes. Currently the head of the East Providence chapter. And right now, my name is Victorino Gomes, and I'm currently the head of the East Providence Youth Division. And right now, that's currently what I'm doing. I'm also a member of the Black PAC, just a regular member as well.
It's great to meet you, Victorino. I'm going to call you Reno because I know that's what you like to be called. I'm curious, where were you born and raised?
I was raised in Boston for about 3-4 years. I was raised in Florida, but for the majority of my life I've been raised in East Providence and just in Rhode Island.
What was your childhood like?
I wouldn't say my childhood was glamorous, but compared to most, it was way better. It was way better than most, so I can't really complain too much.
What do you mean by better than most? Tell us a little bit about it.
I wouldn't say I was raised in a very privileged household, but it was steady. It was steady enough to get by, so it wasn't too bad.
What were the, when I ask what was it like, what were the types of things you got to do? What were the types of activities you had fun doing, those types of things?
The most fun I really had was just going out with my father, taking rides. That's really all I mostly remember. But yeah, just going on trips with my father, going in and out of state, that was fun.
What drew you to the Black PAC? When did you start organizing, and how did that end up connecting you to this group?
Well, my father first introduced me to Joe, and that led to there was issues before going on that I presented, which were the youth within East Providence and financial situation with the youth work experience and the nonprofit organizations taking advantage of the youth. That's what really got me involved with the Black PAC. But I also believe in that the black community as a whole within Rhode Island should be combined and fight together for a common goal.
Tell us a little bit about this issue that you brought up with the youth in East Providence. What's happening? I heard you say it's financial.
Currently, the nonprofit organization, specifically EdCap, East Bay Community Action Program, hire youth for, in quotes, work experience. But most students that go to East Bay for a job already have work experience, and they're looking for a job to either, whether it be because they're breadwinner of their household or they just need that job for extra spending or just for an extra earning. And they're legally allowed to pay us under minimum wage, which is about $11.50, and they take that to their advantage and they pay us less than minimum wage. for work that I believe that should not be paid less than minimum wage.
How have you tried to combat this or deal with it? I know that we in the Black PAC have said that we want to support you, but I know for a fact, so far we've only done one thing to sort of get you in any door. I'm curious, what are the things that you want to do next? What are the things that you think we should be doing? And I want you to honestly tell us how much of a support we've been so far.
So far, the Black PAC has been a great help. Talking with the governor, opening up that door. But currently what I plan to do is bring all of the actual research that I've gathered and further research for the future. And if there's no plan of action that is going to be taken by the city of East Providence and or the nonprofits, there will be a sit-in and there will be plans developed upon combating it. But that's so far what we have is still just getting our research together, making sure we have a valid argument so we know for sure that we're going to be able to get what we want.
Now, when you say you've done your research, what do you mean by that?
Researching laws that were set in place within the 1800s pertaining to child labor laws, because Rhode Island we had the sawmill, Slater Mill, and child labor laws were enacted because the children were being treated unfairly, being paid less than the average adult for work that an average adult could do. But they had children that were risking their lives doing it.
How does that law translate to today?
The nonprofit law, a nonprofit religious organization being able to pay a student or a child less than minimum wage, in a sense contradicts the law. In 1893 Child Labor Law Equal Pay Act. So we're trying to fight that because there's a clear contradiction, which is they're paying us less than minimum wage.
Outside of this specific issue, are there any other things that you've had on your mind or that you have been contemplating? I'm wondering because there's a variety of issues that face our community today, and I'm just curious if if anything else has ever piqued your interest.
Personally, I would say the only thing that's really piqued my interest is the housing in Providence. A lot of minorities aren't really getting recognized for Section 8. If they are, then they're on there for years waiting. And that's all of Rhode Island, but that's what I personally noticed, the housing.
Do you have a message that you would like to send to the young people in your community today? And feel free to speak as much as you would like here.
Personally, as a member of the youth myself, since I'm 16 years old, I personally would say that we as youth should get together as a whole because we're the next generation. We are the next ones deciding who's going to be the president, or if one of us are going to be the president. We're the next generation. We're going to be where the adults are right now. So we have to figure out and start putting these plans into actions to fix what that could mess with our futures as the youth.
So speak a little more on that.
So if we grow up in a sense of, well, let me put it this way. If, for example, the nonprofits pay us less than minimum wage, that's not going to be very encouraging for the youth to go out and continue working because we're being paid in scraps for work that we should be getting paid the same amount as an adult if they were to work that job at minimum wage. And I just find that very unfair as a member of the youth. So I believe we should get together on issues that we find common and fight against it as a community, as one, so we can get our point across, whether it be black, whether it be just as a whole. I believe that as youth, if we were to get together, we could get our point across.
Now, I know this is not a question that you've probably ever had to answer, or maybe it is, and you're about to surprise me. But I'm curious on what as you progress, as a person, as a whole, and as you potentially progress in the field of politics and other similar realms, do you have any idea what kind of legacy you want to be pushing to leave behind? What your body of work, the types of things that you want people to say about you, know about you, as they come across your spirit and see the types of things that you care about, things that you try and accomplish within the community?
Personally, I wouldn't say I want to leave behind a legacy. That's not my main purpose in life. But if that's possible, then that would be a great opportunity to have my names in history books, but not, for example, not for specifically me, but for my actions. If, for example, I can help the youth around the entire U.S. country, that would be great. And have my names in the history books as I did something positive for the Black community, or as the Black U.S. community as a whole. Because at the end of the day, we're all one. We're all facing the same issues. Whether it be you're Black and you live in South Carolina, or you're Black and you live in Bel Air in California. We're all, at the end of the day, either frowned upon, treated differently, thought to be differently, or anything like that to discriminate us. But at the end of the day, the legacy should be the change that is left behind, not necessarily our names.
I have two last questions. One's serious and one's fun. So the serious question is, have you put any thoughts into this upcoming election year? I'm talking about locally, things like the governor race, mayoral race. If you have, and this year is currently 2021, what have you been thinking? What are you hoping to see political candidates do? And also, if you have any messages for them, what would you say to them?
Personally, I do not know the candidates, but I have worked with my father politically for years. What I want to see personally change around Rhode Island and as a state, I would like to see change within the housing and the financial situations of families that need it. And I believe that urban communities shouldn't be the only ones that are treated with that support, financial support, housing support. I believe that everywhere in Rhode Island should be treated with that support. That's what I want to see the next candidate push for, that help for every community.
Thank you so much. So my last question, I'm really curious about you as a person, What do you like to do for fun? Are you an artist? Are you a musician? Do you rap? Like, what's your deal, man? Tell me a little something. Show me, surprise me. That's what I want right now. Surprise me.
All right, so I do box.
Whoa! Did you hear that?
I do write.
Whoa, no. Okay, the writing sounds cool. Talk about boxing. What are you doing? How many men have you beat up?
I have not had any official matches, but I have boxed people within my team or my gym.
Okay.
It's a fun sport, rather than getting hit, except the getting hit part, but the discipline that you gain from it and the actual commitment and everything that you get from it pays off. It pays off. It's fun.
That sounds fun. Man, I want to see you. Do you have videos?
Yes,
hey.
I have one.
But don't worry, guys. We're gonna be linking to his boxing. We're setting this man up to be a champion. You'll see him out in the fields. You'll see him out like Muhammad Ali, ready. Victorino, Gomes. Oh man. What do you write about?
Music.
You write about music?
No, I write music.
Oh, okay. What kind of songs are you?
I would personally say I'm talented in the sense of writing rap, but I do really love R&B. I love singing. I love things like that, but I wouldn't say my skill is at the point of writing R&B currently. So,
do you like have any stuff offhand in your mind?
not currently, no.
Come on, there's gotta be one line. You could pull up a line. You could pull up a bar. Just one thing. A little something.
Oh.
Maybe just a topic.
Well, one that I want to switch into is, well, personally, someone might know Smino or Saba. They're focusing on blacks to be tokenized. They currently run the Judas and Black Messiah soundtrack, inspired soundtrack, and they did a song, Plead to 45th, and Something Ain't Right. Basically, each one of them were talking about COINTELPRO and topics like that.
Okay. So what have you written about in that realm?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a lyrical spiritual, but what I'm currently doing is I'm trying to write within life experiences, because I haven't grew up in the ghetto, I haven't grew up in the hood, I grew up in the suburbs, but I wouldn't say I'm suburban. I've been around everyone that has not grown up as I have. I grew up in a better situation than most, and I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to say that I've never held a gun, I've never did this, did that, but I at least want to show that you can make it anywhere, no matter what situation you put in, whether you be in my situation or I have a better, all I really have is a slightly better footing, but someone can still take an extra step ahead of me if they put the effort.
Thank you so much. It's really fun interviewing you. I really appreciate your energy, just because I can tell you're really, like, you're coming at this from your heart, and that stuff's really important, because a lot of the thing that kind of comes with organizing that a lot of people don't know about is sometimes, well, people know about it, but I don't know how much they really talk about it to each other, is the sometimes emotional toll that can be taken, and really learning where your stride is like, can be hard, can be difficult. I just want you to know that, like, as long as I know you, like, I'm gonna support you, and whatever you can call me, you can do anything, and I'll as soon as I have time, as soon as whatever, like, I'm there. You know what I mean? I'm really happy to be doing this with you. I'm really excited to see what happens next, and I hope everybody here in this lovely camera screen is excited too to check us out. It's real easy. We're building a website, so that'll be ready in a couple of weeks. But up until then, we're on Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram. You can find us either at the Black PAC RI, Black PAC RI, or the Black PAC. Just search for us. You'll see our logo. It's on his shirt right there. Yeah, we've been happy to see you. Hope you have a great day. And be ready, because as soon as we finish this interview series, we're going to be coming at you with a really instructional series meant to teach the people in our community about the best ways to expose corruption, the best ways to create community congresses that can help get a community's vision together to make sure that we operate in alignment with each other. We're also going to be bringing in a lot more of the of community conversations, getting the older and young folks in rooms together with each other. We're hopefully going to do that on a podcast that we're in the middle of setting up. But yeah, a lot of things are in motion around here, so stay tuned, because you'll be seeing a lot more coming your way. This has been Jair Sinasan Sal with my lovely friend Victorino Gomes, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.